Anthony Yarde against Kovalev?
It won't happen. Won't happen. You had his trainer out last night coming out saying that they're the A side. It has to be in England. If it isn't in England, it ain't going to happen. If you're putting out excuses that early, I can't see it happening. I mean, it's a shame how he's been managed, in my opinion, because he's clearly very, very talented, good boxer, got charisma. You know what I mean? Like, he's likable, but he's fought nobodies. You know what I mean? If you're not going to fight Jose Burton, let alone Buatsi, why would you jump up to fight Kovalev? Yeah, Kovalev got beaten by Alvarez, and he has shown, decline. But I just can't see it. I can't see it. I can't see it. I mean, it'd be a complete change of tactics so far, because they're doing this whole, we're going to build him up and bear excuses about that guy's higher on box rec, or when we all know he ain't great. To jump from that to Kovalev, I can't see it. But
that'll be mad for them to fight Kovalev straight from. What's that guy's name? Is it Travis?
Yeah, I forget his name. All I know his trainer was Hasim Brackman.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I remember. But yeah, no,
it's Travis Reeves or something.
Yeah, but I mean, he was a nobody. Like, not dissing, boxers which ain't got good records. Obviously, you need them in the sport, but he certainly wasn't a step up. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? Like, he was. Yeah.
So what do you believe? Do you believe Anthony Yarde would want the fight against Kovalev?
Yeah, I do. I think he's been poorly managed. I think
he wants that fight with Kovalev, but do you know what? I think Tudor Ajayi is following because he studied a lot of the Mayweather camp, and I think Tudor Ajayi is going to be one of those Chris Eubank sort of guy.
Yeah, fight
Chris Eubank Senior, like basically takes all the blame.
And I think he's trolling a lot of the time. The stuff he says.
Yarde wants to fight, but Tudor Ajayi is being the smart one by taking all the blame, being the manager.
It's smart though.
And
like,
just.
I mean, I see the tactic. It is smart.
Everyone will be talking about him though.
But in terms,
while this guy is still growing.
Yeah, but is he growing? Is he growing fighting that caliber? Surely you should be going up a step. Like each fight, make sure it's hard.
That's why we're talking about him now.
Yeah.
We're not talking about any other guy that's like. I mean, we're talking about Anthony Yarde.
It's just disappointed, like from a fan's perspective. It's just disappointing that he hasn't had the step up.
Yeah.
He should have had so far, because you want to see him develop.
Yeah.
And watching him basically just knock people over is, are you really learning from those fights? I mean, not the last fight, the fight before. I think he got clipped a few times. He took it well, and won. But certainly, he's not up the levels enough for me. But maybe he's going to be one of those guys where, like you said, Chris Eubank, where they just like back when he was fighting on Channel 5, just knocking people over, padding the record, learning, and then eventually, step up. But
well, I personally though, I think he's a couple fights at least away from fighting the likes of Kovalev because of what he's fought and his experience. So, but I just feel he's such a big talent, especially with that experience he's got. Look at what he's doing look at what he's done with that experience. But I still believe they need to step him up gradually. What do you think, like a fight like someone that a good learning fight that is winning, like someone like Chilemba? That would be a good fight.
That'd be a good fight.
That'd be a good fight.
That'd be a very good fight. Chilemba is tough.
Yeah,
he's
tough, and you would give him
durable. You know what I mean?
You give him different
old
looks.
Man. He might even old man, like try an old man him a little bit.
Give him a different look.
I mean, who is it? Was it Chilemba? Kell Brook. Was it? Did he fight? No.
Okay, Brook. Chilemba has fought. It's fought Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew. He's fought Tony Bellew. He's fought Kovalev. He's fought what's that guy that just fought the other day? Bivol. He's fought Bivol. So that could give you that good work and probably give you that 12 round that you need. I saw an interview with Andre Ward saying something about he's not a fan of his bulkness. So going down the stretch, so he needs to be given that 12 rounds thing before he fights.
Yeah, to see whether there will be, whether that will be an issue.
And I don't think he's had enough fights for him to master that Mayweather shoulder roll thing, because it's very difficult for you. You're going to get clipped. Even Mayweather got clipped, even with his shoulder roll. And the difference is Mayweather is a welterweight. Light heavy is no joke. Every single one of them got the power to knock each other out.
Of course.
Look at
that's what we need.
Utobia. He's been dropped. Good sick. He's been dropped. And Kovalev has been dropped. Andre Ward, while he was on top there, he been dropped. So Yarde, statistics will show that he's going to get hit. And he says there's an interview with Rob Tova asking him, "You've never been hit properly. Have you got a chin?" And Yarde believes he's got a chin because in sparring, but it's been well documented that he doesn't do hard sparring. He does technical sparring. So there's no way of finding out about his chin till he gets tested by like a guy that has a punch up who's not as good technically as him.
Yeah. We need to up the level. I mean, I'd like to see him fight somebody like Jose Burton. I think that's
stylistically, that's not going to make him look good. I don't think.
Well, I think you need those fights there, don't you? And he skipped British level, and somebody who's actually going to fight. At least come to try and win. Good fundamentals, good jabs, good footwork, etc., etc. But really, you should expect Yarde to win that fight. But we need to see it. Having people who are basically coming there just to make up the numbers. I mean, his last opponent, what did he have? Like a week's notice? 2 weeks' notice?
No, he had 5 weeks notice.
Did he have 5 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay, mistaken.
6,
Mistaken. But certainly, if you looked at his record, I looked at it and I couldn't recognise one name. So, you need up the levels. But I mean, I like him. He's got charisma. He'll do well in places like America. They'd love all that Lions in the camp and like all of that. So I hope he gets the. I hope they change the tactics soon, because the worrying thing is, look where he is in the ranking to the people he's fought. So he's now mandatory to fight a fucking beast, a killer.
Who could box as well.
He can box as well. Like
he's not just a heavy-handed guy.
Kovalev, his own, his worst enemy is himself. But when he's on his game, like his last fight, the 1-2s, try and shoulder roll them. It's dangerous that you've got in that mandatory position with fighting such, I wouldn't say poor opponents, but certainly I would have liked to have seen him stepped up more at this point.
Let's say they do fight, they get the fight in the UK. Do you think they could fill up the Emirates stadium?
No. I mean, we know about Frank Warren, old fish eyes, and his attendances. I don't know, maybe. You've probably been to more Frank Warren shows than me recently. The last Frank Warren show I went to was Eubank, Billy Joe Saunders, and Fury. That's like 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. But he's not notorious, packing the place out. So I don't know. I don't think so. No. It would have to be one hell of a card. And does he have that in his in his stable now? Tyson Fury is not going to be there. Billy Joe Saunders is supposedly about to sign for Top Rank. So
he has signed.
He has signed. He signed. There you go. He signed. So those two would probably be his biggest name. Daniel Dubois and all these the upcoming talent he's got. It's not going to fill out It's not going to fill out the Emirates. No chance. No chance.
Do you know the capacity of the Emirates?
It's like 61,000, and that's obviously not including the pitch. So if you're talking like say an AJ, I'm sure you could probably fit in probably 70, 80,000. I mean, I'm sure you could probably get a few thousand on the floor. Obviously, like where the pitch is, up to the ring, ringside, etc.
Wow. I imagine it'd be expensive to rent
I can
out.
imagine what they'll do is what they've done with like Josh Warrington fights, where they haven't filled it all. It's like basically cover parts of it, and just like make sure the crowd's in close, so it looks like it's packed.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I hope they get it. But I just
we'll talk more about that fight if it does get signed. There's no pointless talking about it now.
It's pointless.